was supposed to be a recovery windfall, $125 million in emergency funding to help Kauai and Oahu recover from the major flood events of this past spring. But we found out the money has gone largely unspent, and one State Department has used up the bulk of the funds. Gina Mangieri tonight, always investigating.
Nearly half a year after record rain hit Kauai and swamped East Oahu, less than half of a huge pot of money the legislature rushed to appropriate has gone to recovery projects. We wanted to know who got what and what's the holdup. It was back in April when a torrent of rain washed away or buried roads under landslides, broke homes into pieces, and reconfigured a swath of the Hanalei beachfront. In East Honolulu, a surprise stall of a sudden storm flooded homes, businesses, churches, and schools.
The legislature acted pretty quickly to set aside $125 million for both Kauai and Oahu.
$100 million was for Kauai, $25 million for Honolulu.
What did you think the money would go to by now, several months later?
So what we had intended to have this money be used for is severe cleanup, because there was a lot of debris and flooding and destruction to some of the infrastructures.
Always Investigating asked for an accounting of what went where, and we found out less than half has been spent. A few million went to DLNR for parks, a couple million to the Department of Agriculture for business loans, and $40 million to the Department of Transportation. That's state money being allocated, even though the DOT told me they're getting most of the Kuhio Highway and bridge restoration paid for by the feds.
At some point, tens of millions of dollars will come back from the federal government. How will you trace that, get it back, and make sure it can be redistributed to other purposes for the Garden Island?
Well, certainly, I think, we have been working with the county trying to identify what repair and recovery work is required. We have funded the projects that are most important to the community.
Of the money transferred so far, Kauai County has spent $5 million on various projects. None has been paid out from Honolulu's first $10 million allowance. Both counties say they have plenty of projects pending, and they know what they want to do with it once steps like planning, procurement, permitting, and environmental reviews get done.
Why is it so hard to spend so much money?
Well, I think part of that is really making sure that we can do the projects in the right way. Part of that was because even though we had transferred $25 million to the County of Kauai, they did not spend a whole lot of it.
Lawmakers have other ideas on how to spend any leftovers, like lava relief.
It wasn't in the letter of this act, of course, because Big Island had not happened yet. Are they free to spend it on the Big Island if they want?
So the emergency proclamation issued by the governor, he is able to use some of this money for Big Island.
So it could be that there are excess funds in that $125 million appropriation that we could make available to Hawaii Island. Obviously, we just want to make sure that there are no specific needs that we can identify for Kauai or Honolulu before we transfer any funds.
The head of the House Finance Committee says she does want to keep close tabs and investigate whether all the money is going to disaster relief. Our website, KHON2.com, has more details about state and county spending so far and what various agencies have planned for some of the unspent money. Gina Mangieri, KHON2 News.